So if you generalize that it is the government, then it is you and me and everybody. These are individuals. You get it, eh? I want Honorable Mpuuga, Honorable Hassan. There's somebody I want who was very close to say, Honorable Nsanja. Where is Honorable Nsanja? Yes. Don't worry, you're all going to speak. So, honorable members, if I was not sharing, maybe I would be the best person to give an account of update.
Much obliged, right, Honorable Speaker.
You can still give.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would like to join
Honorable members, listen.
And the House in paying tribute to our departed brother and the comrade, the Honorable Ssegirinya. Right, Honorable Speaker, I would like to extend my sympathies and from those of the people of Masaka to the family, the children, and the mother in a special way, because she had this special attachment to his son that I witnessed and touched over time. I thought, right, Honorable Speaker, I would say much here, but then on reflection, I thought not necessary anyway. I'm going to just make a few remarks in recognition of the legacy of this gentleman lying before us. We do not choose the time we bow out. It's not in our space. And I have been scanning through the commentary relating to his demise. And you could tell that there's not a single phrase or statement or word that would afford him a befitting epitaph. Probably his life has been a cocktail. It was a short life. We could not master exactly where his journey would end. But like I said, we don't choose when we bow out. He never chose this. I followed closely on behalf of Parliament. Then as leader of the opposition when he was arrested, I followed him and his brother, the Honorable Ssegirinya, through the challenges in prison, falling sick. Sewanyana, I beg your pardon, right, Honorable Speaker. And the troubles went through to secure clearance of the medical board for his treatment away from treatment in prison and from within the country. I want to thank you, right, Honorable Speaker, for the effort. At one stage, the right Honorable Speaker had to do a money hunt for members of the medical board to convene and clear the treatment of Honorable Ssegirinya. It was tough. It was tough, and we were losing time. We were losing time, and he had to be driven to the tarmac for emergency treatment. Suddenly, his illness and eventual demise exposed our systems. The state system as being weak and porous, incapable of a coherent investigation to give a decent man justice, incapable of a decent prosecution. The entire exercise in which he was being prosecuted tainted with a lot of inconsistency, and you could feel a sense of, revenge and retribution, this whole thing. And for me, that should not be part of our life. I'm glad the Honorable Minister for the Youth has made a commitment. I want to see you follow through that commitment. That, Madam Speaker, I beg your pardon that I make these statements, that the hunting and hounding of the opposition must cease. The Honorable Ssegirinya had so many friends. And I want to thank his friends who stood with him in prison and hospital. Even when he left prison, and some friends were questioning how he was released, yet they knew he was very sick. That for me was inhuman. Secondly, to thank the medical team at Nsambya Hospital, Dr. Sechitoleko and team, Lubaga Hospital, Sister Dr. Grace Nanyondo and the team, They did a great job. And of course, the team at the Gano Hospital. I visited Ssegirinya at Aga Khan, and I thought we had lost him. But the mother stayed strong. And the young man called Kasaga, who was taking care of him very closely. I found them desperate. And the doctor at Aga Khan asked me, but can't you manage this in Uganda? And I felt a sense of really shame on my part. Right on the speaker, as I conclude, he's left us. And his departure has exposed the pettiness, the callousness, the emptiness, the insensitivity of politics and politicians, right on the speaker. And we need to learn from both sides of the house, right on the speaker. We need to appreciate that our sense of humanness should never disappear regardless of the disagreements that we find ourselves into. What became of our sense of humanity? What became of our Africanness? That with the suffering and the sick should never be exploited, should never be used for politicking, should never be used for, to milk politics and political space. Right on the speaker. Right on the speaker, while this man was suffering, I'm concluding, we're jostling for his position in Kawempe. What happened to us as politicians? As was ill in hospital. And I made sure all those who are supposed to know get to know. They never visited. They were plotting for his position in Kawempe. This is very callous of politicians. It must stop. We don't choose when we go. Our sense of sensitivity should never get away because one of us is suffering. We must feel for each other. And this I'm saying to both sides of the house. Right on the speaker. To the Honorable Ssegirinya, you fought your battle. You did your bit humbly, with humility, with a little, in terms of exposition, in terms of capacity. We shall escort you not as a villain, but as a victor in these very small spaces in which we struggle to make a difference. Sleep well, my brother.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Ssegirinya spent a very short time in this house. And yesterday, when I was watching NTV, it was more of a documentary, watching his works and the short time that he was actually in this house. I kept wondering, supposing Ssegirinya had not been in prison, what kind of person would he have been? What more would we have seen? What could he have done beyond what we have watched in just this short time? And it saddened me that the people who elected him did not actually see much of what he would have done for them. I actually want to applaud him and thank him for his dedication and support to the women in putting up that health facility at Kawempe. He actually also ensured that every mother that gave birth at this facility went home with a box, a SEGI box, a savings box with, I believe, some startup capital. That was support to a woman. I also want to thank him.
Honorable members, clap for SEGI on that. Who of you have done that?
Even in putting up that, Right Honorable Speaker, he encouraged mothers to deliver at the health facility. And this was actually free of charge. That is actually maternal health. That is support to a mother. I also watched him on several occasions. Can I just conclude? Taking food to the vulnerable, and most of them were actually women. So I want to applaud him and thank him for that. And I want really to tell this parliament, we make laws. Can these laws be respected? Can these laws be implemented? Why should we see people being tortured? When we have the Anti-Torture Act, it's clear that there is torture, and this law must actually be implemented. Access to health care is a right that should not actually be denied. And Right Honorable Speaker, arresting people, can we plead? The police, people should be arrested, but with dignity. It hurts me to see people being thrown under those chairs, Madam Speaker, in pickups. under the chairs, irrespective of who you were. Today, as Philip Bongole Lutaya said, it is me. Tomorrow it is someone else. Let us stand up and defend the Constitution, but also point out some of these wrong things that are being done. The people who are torturing are not government, Right Honourable Speaker. These are individuals who must actually be held accountable. So with those few remarks, Right Honourable Speaker, rest in peace, Honourable
members, all of us belong to government. So if you generalize that it is government, then it is you and me and everybody. These are individuals. You get it, eh? I want Honourable Mpuuga, Honourable Hassan. There's somebody I want who was very close to Ssegirinya. Honourable Nsanja. Where is Honourable Nsanja? Yes. Don't